Supporters Direct works at two levels really. The first is to support our members, who are supporters trusts around the UK, to support them in their activities. And their activities are extremely important in empowering supporters, both in terms of helping them become owners of their clubs or part owners of their clubs, or if that's not possible, then simply to influence their clubs more effectively. So we work with supporters trusts to do that. And the second part of our agenda in the UK is a crucially important one, and that is campaigning basically for the reform of football in particular. There are a number of structural issues within football which work against the interests of supporters in our view, and it's really important that we do our best to help that reform process along. And I suppose the third significant part of our agenda is our work internationally. We have a very strong and active European operation which acts as a consultancy, helping European nations set up supporters trusts and groups of supporters trusts in a variety of different parts of the EU. From Supporters Direct perspective, the important thing that we're striving for in the reform of football is to get the voice of the supporter much more clearly heard. It's really important to us that the supporter is seen as an influential person within the way the game is governed, rather than being seen simply as a source of income for clubs. And actually, many clubs are starting to take note much more of the supporters' agenda, and it's really important for us that works its way through the governing bodies as well. The governance of football is problematic, I think it's fair to say, and we're working in all sorts of ways to try and make it less labyrinthine and less problematic. But a good place to start would be to have simply a much better involvement from supporters in their clubs and in the overall governance of the game. The main challenges that supporters trusts face are about getting themselves properly resourced to do their work, and the fact that there are still plenty of clubs that don't officially recognise supporters groups and won't allow them to be as influential as they would like to be. So I suppose those are the principal challenges. Resourcing is always an issue. Supporters, generally speaking, are not particularly wealthy, and it's not easy for them necessarily to resource the trusts as well as everyone might like. So we're looking at ways in which we can support them with fundraising, in which we can try and reduce their costs, perhaps through creating economies of scale amongst our members and deals with suppliers and that kind of thing, and a variety of different ways in which we can help them be better resourced. One of the things that's come up at the conference today has been the issue of grassroots football and the extent to which grassroots football is struggling. And I think supporters trusts do have a part to play in bringing pressure to bear on their clubs and in helping grassroots football's reputation as the really important place where it all starts. I also think that supporter-owned clubs have an interesting part to play here as well, because we have plenty of examples now of supporters-owned clubs who are doing a fantastic job in their community and actually making grassroots football thrive in areas where previously it wasn't doing so well. So we think the supporters movement can be very influential in helping grassroots football, yes. I think the success of clubs overseas, like Bayern Munich and Barcelona, can point to the fact that a supporter-owned club can indeed be incredibly successful. You don't have to have an enormously rich person with their hand on the tiller, as well as perhaps their hand in the till, dominating your club in order for it to be successful. And we do have examples of supporter-owned clubs in the UK as well, which are doing pretty well. So I think the model of ownership that we see in Spain and Germany and Argentina and other places around the world does prove that now could well be the time for more and more clubs to become supporter-owned.